Yo, what is good, everybody? Slow-mo is here, hitting you with another video. Today we're going to talk about some rumors that are on the horizon, some things that may be shaking up the industry just a tad bit, just a little bit. So some rumors have come out, and this is a little bit more substantial than just any rumor because it's coming from Bloomberg, and Bloomberg articles are usually sourced really well and usually come from a lot of information, and their sources are usually people in the business who are actually making the decisions on things. And so essentially what this is saying is that Sony Corporation is weighing a bid for Leyou Technologies. People familiar with the matter say they are paving the way for an intensified bidding war for this Hong Kong listed gaming firm. So if you're not familiar with Leyou Technologies owns a couple of game developers that you may be familiar with. Most notably is the Warframe game developer Digital Extremes. They've been around for a little while. Warframe has been a game that has been out since I think 2012. It has gone through many iterations since its initial launch. It looks completely different than what it did when it first came out. It is a looter shooter, and this game is on PlayStation 4, Xbox One, PC, the Nintendo Switch, and will be available for free, as it's always been, on next-gen consoles as well. So the game has a substantial community that have enjoyed the game, enjoyed Digital Extremes development on it, although there have been some trying times recently with Digital Extremes and delivering content on time and really delivering on expectations that the Warframe community has expected from it. But Digital Extremes is a talented developer. Another developer in this is Splash Damage, who are responsible for work on the Halo Master Chief Collection, as well as the most recently released Gears Tactics. They have some other developers that do free-to-play games within the Chinese market, as well as Radiance Games, which has worked on Civilization Online. So all those other studios are fine and all, but let's focus most on the Warframe developer Digital Extremes and Splash Damage. So getting Splash Damage under Sony would be pretty awesome for them. They've done a lot of work for Microsoft, their competition, on the Xbox platform, and this would be removing a asset that Microsoft has used to take care of a lot of second-party work. They are very good at those XCOM style of games, as we saw with Gears Tactics, and if Sony had them make a brand new IP in the same vein, that would be filling a requirement, would be filling a genre that you don't get from exclusive games from the Sony platform. Seems pretty cool to me. Also, when it comes to Digital Extremes, they could really make Digital Extremes achieve the goals that they've been seeking to do for so long. If you watch documentaries on Digital Extremes, there's a no-clip documentary on them that I think is very insightful, that I think you should check out. And there have been a studio that has remained independent for a while, no longer really independent anymore. They've had to give up percentages of their company to other investors, mostly Chinese, in order to stay in business. But they love that game Warframe, and they have treated the community there fairly when it comes to monetizing the game and so on and so forth. But they're only like a 300-person studio. I know that may seem like what's a lot, slow-mo, but when it comes to looter shooters, that's really not a lot compared to their competition with Destiny, developed by Bungie. Bungie has over 700 employees, and they can barely keep up with dropping yearly annual expansions for their game. If you look at The Division, which is being developed by the full game is made by a minimum of 5 different developers, and it is primarily developed by 2 different studios, Massive Entertainment and Red Storm. And Ubisoft has a multitude of little studios that always do a lot of secondary work, co-development work on their games for them. These are resources that Digital Extremes has never been able to have, and under Sony, they could get the full backing of a platform holder and publisher who has always shown they will go above and beyond for their developers to make sure that they have the resources, the time, and the money that they need to achieve the goal of making quality games. And Digital Extremes really needs to double the number of staff they have on hand, and potentially probably change out some of their leadership to get a better content loop going, to get a better, more consistent schedule of content drop without having those expansions always get delayed. It's to the point now that when Digital Extremes announces a new expansion coming soon, that people immediately look at what time frame they expect that to come out and say they're not going to make that deadline, just because they have failed to do so many times. And Sony is a publisher who is experienced enough and talented enough to fix some of these issues for them. So going into next gen, I could see them continuing Warframe, and very similar, if this did happen, very similar to how Xbox did not remove Minecraft from the PlayStation platform or the Nintendo platforms. I could see Sony keeping Warframe going on those platforms because it's already out there, but then I also can see them getting digital streams to create a sequel to Warframe, and that sequel would be exclusive to the PlayStation 5 and PC. Definitely on the PC, because they've stated multiple times that they see PC as a valuable platform for their multiplayer games. Warframe is a very social game for co-op play, and also they've been putting a lot of even their single player games on PC, and Warframe already has this, the bulk of its community comes from the PC platform, so it would just make sense to do that. But I do believe if this does happen, that these were the kind of things that we'll be seeing happening in the future, but nothing has been confirmed, nothing has been made definite with this, so it could all fall apart. We don't know, we'll see. But what I will say for certain is that whatever new news comes from this, I will be updating you guys on that in the future. So hit the like button if you liked the video, hit the dislike button if you didn't, and hit the subscribe button if you want to see more news updates like this in the future. Peace.